Hey guys, what's up? It's Lucy, and today I just wanted to share with you guys some more of the physical and mental health stuff that I was saying that I would share with you guys. I know it's been a while since I did the last one, and I said I was going to do a lot, and I still am. It's just life got super busy randomly. And yeah, but I'm just getting into it now. So the next one here that I had was depression, lack of motivation, and hopelessness. All kind of combined into one. Those can all be confused as like the same thing, and in a way they bounce off of each other, but they're still different. And hi, my dog is. Come here, princess. Walking around. Uh, I do want to say that in this video, I will be a little more descriptive of some of this stuff, and like, so if you're someone who's dealt with any of this stuff, like, I hope this can help you, but also if you don't feel like you should watch it, because maybe it'll trigger something, or maybe it won't help you, or maybe it'll make you like have a fallback into it, like, then totally okay. Please do yourself a favor and not watch it if that is the case for you. So, first thing that I have on here is how it started and how I noticed. You just hear my dog munching her food in the background. So, how it started, geez. So, I guess it goes back into my entire life. I've had different health problems. I've had multiple ear surgeries. I've had a really poor immune system, so I was susceptible to like any type of illness. I don't have the best now, but I've definitely worked with my doctors, and we found different things that have helped me. But I was just always sick, and it just wasn't great at all. And so I would be the kid that's sick on the couch while the other kids are outside playing because it's springtime and it's finally nice out and all that stuff, and I couldn't do much at all. I still had the days when I could, but like there were many times where I couldn't. And that just kind of started making it worse and worse. And by the time that I was 9, I remember I had strep throat 4 times, upper respiratory flu once, and I think it was tonsillitis once, all within 2 months. It's a lot. I was sick with something every single week of that month, of the 2 months. And that was really, really hard. So I remember that was basically like the breaking point for me. I was like 9 to 11, somewhere in there. And I basically just started feeling like I was never going to get better, like it isn't going to get better. And I kind of started having doubts about like my goals and my dreams, and just wasn't super motivated to do a lot of stuff. And I didn't have energy to, so that didn't help. My mind was so full of all the things I couldn't do, all the things that was hurting, like, that it made it super hard. And so that is when it started for me, but I don't think I noticed then because I was so young. And also, like, when it starts, you don't usually notice something like that. You just think, oh, I'm sad. As time went on, my health did start getting better. We worked with different doctors. I've been so many different places, but it's helped. I also had Lyme's disease, but a few of my doctors helped me get rid of that. Thank you. And I was doing a lot better. So that was really good. And then my 14th year, I had a surgery on my ear. It was a pretty big surgery. At this point, I think that was my 5th surgery, so I wasn't like super scared, I guess, because I was pretty used to the whole process of everything. But it was a bigger deal. Like, I stayed overnight, and it was a big surgery. But I was good. I trusted my doctor. I knew I was gonna be okay. And then once I recovered from the surgery, I sprained my ankle right in the beginning of summer. Yes, don't play chicken on bikes. That is a story for another time. But anyways, one of my proudest moments. So I sprained my ankle, and so that kind of sucked because I was finally back to doing stuff, and it was the beginning of summer again, and then I hurt myself and I couldn't do much. And then I went to 2 different summer camps that year, and they were both super great, super awesome, definitely loved them. But once I came back home, it was like the summer camp like vibes and glow, and you're so excited about everything just kind of like died down once I got back to reality. It's like, yeah, it was so great, and I got my friends, I'm on fire for Jesus, and everything is awesome. And then I come back home, and it's like, oh, school's starting, I still have chores, I have all this stuff. But then life really started being super crazy, and some stuff happened with our friends. Obviously, I'm not naming names. And it was really, really hard. I had to do a lot to take care of the family and help with things. I also was a freshman in high school, so I was trying really hard to keep up with all of that. I had some health stuff, but it wasn't that bad. Again, more just like ear stuff that wasn't really affecting me then. And it was just so crazy. I kind of felt like I was pushed off into the corner of our house and life during that time. It was like I was doing all of this work, and it felt like there was no appreciation there. It was just expected of me. And the more that went on, just a few months, it went over, and like every single day just got worse and worse and worse. And it got to the point where I started having suicidal thoughts. And but I didn't know it at first because I was just already so caught up in the depression. I didn't want to get up in the morning. I was just constantly crying. I was hiding myself from anyone and everything. Like, I didn't want them to know that I was struggling with something, but I literally was just, I had like nothing good that I felt like I had. I mean, that's not true. I had lots of things that were good in my life, but I couldn't see it. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like I was loved. I didn't feel like I was needed. I just felt like I was told to do all these different things, and then you just do it. Like, just get over it. Even though it's not what was being said to me, it's how it was interpreted to me. Again, the depression part can kind of distort how you perceive things. And it led to more cases where I was closer and closer to attempting suicide, and one day I did, and I'll have another video for that, more details in that. But by the grace of God, I'm still here, and after that, it didn't like just magically get better, but I definitely had a big moment with God and with myself, and just like, hey, you know this isn't you, this isn't right, there's still so much more, and this isn't going to last forever. And even though there were days where it was impossible to believe that, I still tried. I like pretended I believed it until I finally did. A few weeks after that, I got in the car accident. And I already have the video up for that if you want more explanations about the car accident and that stuff. And that switched my whole world around. I had a bad concussion, stuck in a dark room for 2 months, like no electronics, no movies, no books, no homework, no activities, just like done. Sticking somebody in that situation who already has depression and was suicidal is not a good thing. It's not. But in a way, it saved me from the chaos of life. And because I was basically like, okay, God, you gotta take this from me because I cannot handle all of this on my own. I did not think that a car accident was going to happen. And so that just came up with all of its different struggles. And followed by the car accident came multiple other health issues. Obviously, the car accident, you kind of get beat up if it's that bad. So I dealt with head stuff, chest stuff, different other illnesses that came up because of it, and all of this stuff that my health went from like this to this, doing okay, and then it went down. Like where it was hard to get out of bed and walk to the bathroom. It was hard to just be able to sit on the couch with my family because I was having trouble breathing, or I was having trouble just simply being able to handle the noise because my headache was so bad. And I felt so stuck. And with that, my depression went up and down, but it was always there. So, kind of like a roller coaster ride, but it never stopped. Princess, stop eating my plant. She's like, I will eat your plant because it is yummy. Don't eat the plant. We don't want to kill it. So, I remember when I was 15, that summer. So it'd been almost a year from the car accident, and I was maybe up for going like 1 or 2 places a week, and they would be short times. It would not be long. I couldn't go to summer camp because I was so sick. I couldn't do a lot of things because of my health issues, and I just really felt like that was it. Like this was going to be my life. This was going to be how it is, and obviously I did not like that idea. I tried so hard, but eventually it just got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it myself, and I had never told anybody about the suicide stuff, which I really... Obviously, I cannot change the past, but if I could tell earlier me or anybody else who is in a situation like I was then, like, even if you are just slightly depressed, please tell somebody, get help, get support, because it is dangerous. If it's not treated, if it's not taken care of, if you don't, like, if nobody knows, it can get so bad. And please, you are worth it. You deserve it. Get yourself the help that you need, and I wish I would have done that sooner. I had mentioned some depression stuff, and some people actually pointed it out to my parents. Like, do you think that she is? And obviously I denied it. I was just like, no, I'm fine, because I didn't want them to worry about me, and I didn't want to accept the fact that I may have another problem, and I already had all of this physical stuff. But what I didn't understand then was that depression is still a physical mental illness. And so is suicide and all of that stuff. And I was like, no, it's fine. I just thought it's just my mood. I'm just not feeling the best for a year. And so I tried to hide it. But eventually, I just really felt like God was telling me, you need to talk about this. And I was at a bonfire with a youth event, and they said, if there's anything that you've been going through, or things you've been learning, or stuff God's been teaching you, or whatever it might be, like, feel free to share. And then somebody, different kids would go up and share. And this was when I was 16, like early 16. And I didn't want to talk about it, but I just felt God being like, this is when you're going to talk about your depression and your suicide. And I'm like, are you kidding me? In front of all of these people? Some of these people don't even know me, and some of these people have known me for a long time. That's even more intimidating. And he's like, nope, you're going to share. I was like, fine. After this person, if nobody goes up, then I will go up. Because I am stubborn. Whatever. If God wants you to do something, he's going to make you do it. You might as well just be willing in the beginning. And so the person who is my friend, he finishes, and nobody goes up, and no one goes up, and no one goes up for a very, very, very long time. And we're all just kind of sitting there awkwardly. And I basically just felt God be like, woof, and lift me off my seat and go. So I did. I was super nervous. I did not want to talk, but I was just like, fine. So I just explained things, talked about my suicide, and talked about my depression throughout the years and how it's still something I'm struggling with, but how there's so many cool things that God has been teaching me through it, but how it's still really, really hard. And so once I was done, I sat back down next to one of my friends, and she basically just hugged me, and like afterwards she was like, I had no idea. Like, she's like, I feel like such a horrible friend. I'm like, it's okay. We weren't like that close then. But like, she's like, I didn't even know now. And, but after I went up, so many other kids, ones I did know, some I didn't know, went up and talked about stuff that they were dealing with. And I can't remember how many people went up and said, because you shared, I feel like I'm not alone because you were willing to talk about this. I feel like I can. And I just saw so many people, older and younger than me, be freed from these chains that they felt like they couldn't talk about things, like they couldn't reach out for help. And I was so humbled. Like, it was one of the biggest moments in my life that I really saw different reasons for things that I've gone through, and just how, yeah, it sucks, but if we're willing to talk about it, if we're willing to be open and tell people that it is okay to get help, and that, like, I understand the things that you're going through, it opens up so many doors for healing and for hope. Because people in those situations, people who deal with those things, like, there's such a lack of hope there. And since then, I have dealt with depression since then. It's been up and down. I honestly am so happy to say that I haven't dealt with like a really bad season of depression in about a year. And that's huge. Like just straight depression. Like, I haven't dealt with that for almost a year. So praise God for that. And I've picked up on some stuff that has helped me. That was the other thing, as I already did, like where it led and how it can be dangerous, and then where I am now and what helps me. So now, every once in a while, I'll feel stuff like it, but it's more just like memories. I don't deal with it as much. I have a therapist. I have friends. I've finally reached out to people. I've talked to doctors. I've done stuff that will actually help me. I've gotten the help that I needed, and it's been huge. So I beg you guys, please do that if you are dealing with that stuff. But just stuff at home that has helped me is like really focus on the things that you really love doing. And it sounds so simple, but like for me, I just love music. I just love writing or acting or even just like getting outside. I like yoga, and on my good days, if I can go walking, like something that just makes me feel fully me and like the best kind of me. Like, do those things. Maybe it's dancing for you. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's driving. I have no idea what it might be. It might even be like a little song you listen to in the morning every day. Like, everybody has their own little things that work for them. And I would strongly suggest take the time, like, kind of just sit down and get to know yourself and what things really help you. And, like, find the positive side of all the things that you love instead of focusing on how hopeless it can be, or your lack of motivation, or how you're procrastinating everything. and just really jump into all of the things that just light you up and that make you super happy. And remember, not one thing is going to be what helps everybody. Everyone's different. They work in different ways, they act in different ways. So please tend to your needs and the things that really, really help you. So, I guess that is a summary of my story, and I hope this has helped you guys, or if at least it was interesting or some encouragement. It is something that doesn't just magically go away. It is something that takes time, and it is a healing process, and it may be a healing process for the rest of your life. It might be for just a few months. Again, each person is different, but it is possible, and it's always a learning experience. You're always learning through it, learning more about you and about other people. So please be willing to share with people. Also reach out to people if you're struggling, and don't be afraid to ask if you think somebody might be dealing with something. Like, sometimes all it takes is just someone to ask, like, how are you doing? How are you actually doing? Like, especially if you're a good friend of them, just be like, hey, I'm here for you, and I'm kind of concerned. Like, just don't be afraid to do that stuff. Obviously, always be gentle, but please, please reach out. And yeah, so I think I'll end the video there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.